Hi, everybody. Sam here with this week's podcast from your admin ninja, and I have my friend on, Dale. Say hi, Dale.
Hi, everyone.
Dale has
Merry
been on.
Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas too. Yeah, Dale has been on the podcast a couple times, and he is a friend and a client, and wanted to highlight him this week because he's got a pretty cool special going on right now. Dale, tell everybody just that haven't ever met you before, just a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I come out of a background of IT and made a fairly radical change over to coaching. It's been a God journey getting there, and really, it's just been kind of an amazing ride. So it's just kind of I keep walking through the doors that God opens for me, and they are not the most profitable doors in the world, but they're the most satisfying and impactful that I've been through. So.
Yeah. So you said coaching. So are you? Tell us what kind of coach you are. What does that mean?
Yeah, coaching's such a nebulous term, isn't it? Right. So anybody and everybody. I actually had a friend that said, "Well, coach is just that label for people that are between jobs right now. Everybody calls themselves a coach." So I am not. I'm a professional certified coach through the International Coach Federation. We specialize in non-directive coaching. But basically, what I love to do is I love to help leaders and especially team leaders work better with their teams and work better individually. So I like to help them grow, I like to help them develop. I like to help the teams develop. So all of that kind of stuff, it's all around personal and team development.
That's great, and you've helped my team for sure. So you said you went from IT to coaching. So tell us a little bit about why you do what you do.
Yeah. So I think through my later IT career, I was developing more of a people sense and more of an emotional intelligence sense and such like that. And through that journey, God just grabbed hold of me on my heart and just said, you've got a heart for people. And I really want to do what I can to help people to be the best version of themselves and help them be the best version for the world. Okay, not only just for them, but for the people that they run into as well. And so anytime I can work with a leader that's then going to lead a team and help them to lead better, or help the team to work better together, or help the team achieve their goals, that's when I feel like I'm making a difference in the world.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and I've definitely experienced that. I have a team now, but whenever we first started the coaching process, it was really just me. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I think that even if somebody's just on their own as an individual, they still have that ripple effect, because it may not be a team like at work. They have their spouse or their kids or their family and or their church or whatever. So even if it is just somebody that's not part of a team, it can still have the team effect. And so if people have been watching my podcast, they probably heard me talk about you a lot in the coaching process, because when I went through it, it really did change my life. A couple of the really big takeaways for me was that one of them was I had been trying so hard to get better at things I was not naturally good at, and it was exhausting. And so I was swimming upstream trying to get to the next thing, and it just wasn't going to work because I just wasn't naturally good at it. And the StrengthsFinder teaches you and shows you that, and I'm living proof that it's true, that when you start operating in your strengths instead of overcompensating for your weaknesses, then that's when things can really get fun. And it really has. And so I'll include a link to the testimonial that I did for you about it. It's been over a year ago since I did that testimonial. So it's a little bit different now. I've got 13 ninjas that help me get all the work done. We're onboarding number 14 next week. I have about 20 clients, and it's just continuing to grow. And it's because I'm recognizing that there's certain things I can do and there's certain things I can't do. The stuff I can't do, I get another ninja on the team to do. And it really has helped my business in ways I don't even think I understand. So that's why I want to share with the world that the StrengthsFinder on steroids process is so good. And you happen to have a year-end special right now. And so that we had done a webinar a couple of weeks ago talking about the 5 reasons somebody might want to consider signing up with you now before the end of the year. So that's what we're going to talk about for the rest of our time. We're going to go through the 5 different things and see if one of these things might, ping somebody's heart to say, oh, I need to do this, or I should do this, or I'll consider this. We try not to should, right?
Yeah. Don't shit on yourself
Don't shit on yourself or anybody else.
or
All right, so
anybody else. That's right.
what's reason number 1?
Well, you already mentioned it. It can change your life. It has changed your life. It's changed my life. From my story, uh, I was a solopreneur. I was trying to build a business of just me. And really, there are talents within the StrengthsFinder that are very critical to business building. And I don't have them. Focus is like number 25 of 34, discipline's number 30 of 34, and consistency is number 34 of 34. And without those, you don't stay focused on building a business and growing the business in one direction. And until you build the business in one direction, you really can't build it in multiple directions. And that's really what I was trying to do, is I was trying to build it in multiple different directions and changing the directions every year type of thing. So through that process, I decided I had to get more focused around how do I solve that for myself. Fortunately, you came along at exactly the right time, and you developed your business, which helps me solve that problem. So it's done a great job for me in the last year and a half, working with your team and with you. Just as a great example, I had tried to post blogs on my website multiple times. I could do it for like maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks type of thing. And then I'd skip a week, and then I'd skip 3 months. And then, and by then it was kind of like, okay, why am I even doing
Right.
here? Right.
Yeah.
And now for a year and a half, I've had a blog entry every single week.
We have not missed 1 week. It was
Yeah.
close one time, but we have not missed. Yeah, that's great. And
That's part of that consistency that I don't have, that by hiring it out, I do achieve that result that is important to me.
yeah, and then something else I've noticed, and you've actually gotten really a lot better about this, is that sometimes you start to try and do something different. You deviate from the plan and what we've talked about, and we'll talk about. I'm like, is this really what you want? Is this what's going to get you where you need to be and where you want to go? And sometimes it is, and you're the boss and you get to decide, but we just have the brainstorming sessions of chatting it through and making the right decision. So it's been fun
So
working with.
definitely, reason number 1 is it changes people's lives. Okay, it can change people's lives. It has not changed everybody that I've taken through the StrengthsFinder on steroids. But it has changed several people's, and we've got another example in that one of your ninjas took it, and she is a better ninja now than she was before.
100% agree. I'll make sure I include her testimonial too. She's great. All right, so
Yeah.
what's the second reason?
So the second reason is this is a very personalized assessment. Okay, so I did write the book on assessments, right? I
You
wrote the
did.
book, all the roadmaps about all the assessments, and about this last little bit here, these are all the assessments part. About the last 2/3 of the book is talking about the assessments, and I don't go into great detail about them. Okay, I actually just give you a high level overview of what the assessment is, and then I point you out to the web so you can go deep dive if you want to. Okay, but I will say I've taken a lot of assessments in my life. StrengthsFinder with coaching, the StrengthsFinder on steroids process that I do is the one that has radically changed my life. And it's because it is personalized. First of all, just from statistics, for somebody to have the same top 10 talents in the same order, the chance is 1 in 447 trillion.
Wow.
And there's only 8 billion people
I was
on the
going to
planet.
say, is there, that number seems very high.
And if you went into, having all 34 talents in the same order as somebody else, the chance is like the number of atoms in the universe type of thing or something.
So you're
like that.
saying there's a chance?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to put God in a box. He can do anything he wants to. So, but it's a very, 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 very slim jet. So, anyway, so it is very unique to you. The coaching makes it even extremely more unique, more personal. Through the coaching process, lots of times, not always, but lots of times, I get into some emotional intelligence discussions. And for a lot of the talents, knowing what triggers you and knowing how to put appropriate boundaries in place, which is all part of emotional intelligence, knowing when to do that, how to do it properly, all that sort of stuff. That's all stuff that just kind of naturally flows out of the process. It's not built into the process, but it comes out when I do it. I'll just
And
say,
it's part of the way you coach in particular and the questions you ask. And one of the things I remember about ours is you never, and maybe all the coaches are like this, you're the only one I've done this with, so I don't know, but you'd ask me a question. You never told me what to think or what to believe. You asked me a question and then we talked about it. And I already had the answers, right? I already knew. I just needed somebody to help me pull the information out. And if I had just had the results of the top 34, even not just the top 5, without the coaching, it would not have been, I would have had probably no impact. So you're right, the coaching is very unique. It shows you that you're unique, and the coaching on top of it is unique in my experience. So
yeah.
that's great. All
And
right.
that is very ICF non-directive coaching, is to ask questions, because when the client comes up with the answers themselves, they've got the power and the will to follow through. Lots of times if somebody gives you advice, it's like, even if you thought it was the right advice, because they gave it to you, you don't want to do it, right?
I'm not going to do it because you told me to.
Yeah,
All right. What's
yeah.
the third reason?
The third reason is 2020. Okay. 2020 is one of those years that we don't want to repeat, right? I don't think there's anybody in the world that wants to repeat 2020. So why don't you do something different in 2021? Okay. One of the ways you do something different is by learning better about yourself and learning better about how you interact with people. Okay. And the StrengthsFinder on steroids does all of that. So whether you want to get into something completely new in 2021, StrengthsFinder can tell you the right places to look for that. If you want to pivot from where you are now to something a little bit different, it can tell you, okay, pivot this direction, not that direction. And if you're doing everything and it's actually going great for you, and you just want to accelerate and do even more better than what you did this year, uh, this can actually give you clues and guidance on how to do that as well.
Yeah, I can see all that for sure. All right, so tell us
So
number
do something
4. I'm
All
excited
right,
about number 4.
number 4 is the financial reason, right? So just the corporate retail price of this StrengthsFinder on steroids is $1,500. That includes 5 one-hour sessions. For me, it's actually I over deliver, and it's more like an hour 15 or an hour 30. But that's just the way I do it. But 5 one-hour coaching sessions. Abbott Labs is one place that we align, the company that I'm a part of that does this process. Abbott Labs is paying $1,500 a person for sending all their people through
Yeah.
one by one. So basically, I've got a 50% off special through the end of the year. Okay, price will go up in January 1st. If you make arrangements with me or you talk to me, I might be able to extend that price into January a little bit if we commit in December.
Sure. Yeah.
And then there's some other discounts for special people in my world. Different types of people that are in there. I give extra discounts on top of that. So think about the year end of year type thing. There's a lot of budget that needs to be used up sometimes. There's training funds, maybe. I did one person from a financial background that he had training funds that he used for himself to go through this. That might be a tax deduction. If you're a solopreneur or something, this counts as training and such like that. So yeah, so that's really the financial side. reach out to me, talk to me, or, connect with Sam and let her connect you up with me or whatever. We'll work on trying to make it as financially attractive to you as possible.
When I think through how this changed my life, and we've talked about it, it's not necessarily going to do that for everybody the same way it did for me, but literally $1,500, even if I paid full price to get the coaching that helped me create something that's providing an income for me and 13 other people. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could have got a better deal. So,
Yeah.
all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, those are all really good reasons, but number 5 is actually my favorite.
Number 5 is all about your hopes and your dreams, because your dream, the purpose that God has created you, your purpose, your dream, your life goal, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't have an expiration date.
Mhm.
You may have taken a long detour. You may be in a place where you think, I don't even know if I have a purpose or whatever now. So doing this process will get you connected back to that. And that will give you a lot of hope and a lot of momentum to go forward. So,
Yeah, I see your emotion.
mhm.
And your passion is clear and your care for people is clear, and your heart of really trying to help people be the best version of them possible, um,
Yeah.
is why you do really well at this, and why when people go through it, I think they have an opportunity to have that life change. So
Yeah.
all right, well, I'll make sure that we have all your contact information for everybody to reach out and connect with you, or they can reach out and connect with me. Is there anything you'd like to close with? Anything I didn't ask you about, or anything you want to share?
No, I'll just say that I don't do this to make money. I do this to impact lives.
Yeah.
And so if you think that there's any reason why this process or what I do might make a difference in your life, reach out. Let's talk.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Have a great day, everybody.